Hey guys, I want to talk to you about a really useful tool for your FBA business. And I know that there's some Dave Ramsey people that are going to watch this and probably turn away as soon as I say this, but you really ought to be using a credit card if you're going to be doing FBA. But before you click away, let me explain myself. Credit cards and proper credit card use can definitely be one of the backbones of a really healthy Amazon business. And there's a lot of advantages to using a credit card and virtually no disadvantages if we treat them properly. Now, I know they can be a little challenging. I'm actually not really great with credit cards in my personal life, and I only have one, and I barely use it. But for my business, everything I purchase when I can is on a credit card. And there's a number of reasons. Now, one of the biggest reasons is just straight up security. Okay, if you've ever had your credit card number stolen, you know how embarrassing and how frustrating this can be. You got to call the credit card company. No, I did not just spend $5,000 in Thailand at a casino. It's really annoying. Well, here's the thing. If you do this with a debit card, the account can get wiped out and it could take a couple days to get your money back, even up to a couple weeks, depending on your bank. Whereas with a credit card, they'll almost immediately put those charges on hold, so you'll be able to spend that money right away. If you have a debit card and somebody maxes it out and all of a sudden you went from having $10,000 to $0 and then you got overdrafts, all this stuff, it can be a nightmare. It's so much easier with a credit card. I've had both things stolen. I've had credit card numbers and debit card numbers stolen, and it is way easier to deal with a credit card that's been stolen. Plus, like, with how advanced skimmers are getting and online stuff with people stealing credit cards, this is going to be an issue that you're going to have. It's not a question of if your credit card is going to get stolen or your debit card is going to get stolen. It's a question of when and how often. So it really will save you a lot of time if you're actually using a credit card versus a debit card. Credit cards also make your accounting so much easier. Now, from the beginning, you should right away be using separate cards for your personal finances and your business finances. Now, I just said cards. It actually separate accounts. Okay? So you should do that right away. But it's even more specific with credit cards. See, with credit cards, I can do something like have a credit card just for sourcing, a credit card just for office supplies, stuff like that, so that it's super easy to do my accounting. And when you get into the rewards, which I'll talk about in a moment, there's some credit cards I use for my business are just for buying gas, just for buying hotels, airline flights, that kind of stuff. And that helps me segment my expenses easier in my business, and that makes my accounting and my bookkeeping so much faster and easier. Now, I kind of alluded to this. Cashback is huge with credit cards. I have a Capital One card. I get 2% cash back. That seems to be pretty much the industry standard, unless you start to get into like special rewards where you have to spend so much. But a standard card, 2% cash back, is pretty good, and it works real nice for me. And you know, when you get into the point where you're spending $30,000 or $50,000 a month in sourcing, I mean, it adds up, and it's free money. It's literally money you get for doing nothing other than using the credit card. Plus, there's other rewards you can get, like, you know, if you want to do airline miles. There's cards out there for airline miles. I'm not going to go into credit card rewards because I don't really fully understand them well enough that I want to make a video about it. But I do know you can do it. I do very basic work. Most of my stuff I do with cashback. And, in fact, my license plate on my car is cashback. Now, most of the cash back I get from the car, or that I use for my car payment, is from like Ebates and Top Cashback and stuff, but also some of it is actually from my credit cards. And you will want to talk to an accountant about how to do that and how to account for all that. It's pretty easy, but talk to your professional and they will set that up for you. But credit cards give all sorts of benefits, like some credit cards will give you free clear. So clear is this thing where you put your, like, it's a retinal scan, and then you can skip the line when you go through airport security. There's some credit cards that give that for free. Lounge access, that's really nice. You know, Amex lounge access. I think Chase has a lounge in some airports. So that kind of stuff, and a lot of it's free. And it's really nice, you know, when you got your Amex rewards card and go through the lounge to be able to go and, at 9 o'clock in the morning, get an old fashioned that's really good in the Pittsburgh airport. I've done it. It's really nice. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. I made a mistake while making this video, and I left one of the very important segments out, and I didn't realize until after I was done editing. So here I am, and I have a special guest star, which is Baby Doll, my mom's 18-year-old cat. So one of the important things about credit cards is sometimes stores, specifically like Target, Sam's Club, Costco, even Amazon, have a credit card that will give you a discount in the store. Target is pretty famous for their 5% off with the Target Red card, credit card and debit card. So if you don't want to use a credit card, you can just use a debit card with Target, which is very good. And keep in mind, Target won't do tax exempt for resellers. So in my state, that's 7% sales tax, and I get 5% off with my Target Red card. So it's, I would rather pay 0 sales tax and get 5% off, but I'll take what I can get. And also, they've done several items or several sales that were exclusive to people with red cards, or offers exclusive to people with red cards. And you'll see that a lot also with Kohl's. Kohl's will very often give you like a 40% off discount versus everybody else getting 30% off. And that 10% is a big help when it comes to shopping. So getting those in-store credit cards can be a big help if you're looking to save money in stores. So anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program. Another great thing with credit cards is that you can issue credit cards to shoppers. So if your business expands, that you're using people to buy inventory for you, it's real nice to be able to give them a credit card that is in their name, is separate from your credit card, that you can track specifically and even turn on and off. Now, Capital One does this. I know that Amex does, and I'm pretty sure Chase Sapphire does. But with Capital One, I can turn the card on and off instantly from the app. That means I can issue somebody a credit card, turn it off until I know that they're going to shop with it, turn it on, and they go and use it. And if I have somebody that goes and buys bras for me, which I do, and, I see, okay, Kohl's, TJ Maxx Ross. Okay, great. That makes sense. But then I see, $5,000 to Taiwanese casino, I know that there's a problem. Or if I see, $50 at a Walmart. Well, I don't buy bras from Walmart. And then I got to call my sourcer and say, hey, what's going on, man? Now, that's a little bit of a comical example, but that is real. Like, you can actually see these and see what people are spending, track their spending, give them an allowance every day, stuff like that. If you're going to be hiring people to source for you, that stuff's really important, and credit cards are a really easy way to do that. I don't know any debit card where I could give you a debit card and set a daily limit. It seems really clunky, but I know with Capital One, it's super easy to do. And with other companies, other credit card service providers, it's also just as easy. Another really great use for credit cards is to kind of give yourself interest-free loans. So let's say I go shopping and I have a bi-weekly payout from Amazon. So I know that my next payout's going to be coming in a week. Okay, I'm halfway through my pay period. I see that that's going to be $10,000, my next payout. Well, I can actually safely spend a lot of money with a credit card and know I'm going to be able to pay it off. That's very important with using credit cards. You don't ever want to hold balance on a credit card. If you pay a credit card every month, it's free. There's no interest that you pay on it. It's 0% interest. So let's say my next payout I see is going to be $10,000. What I've done, and I think that this is pretty universal with how this works, is I know what my monthly expenses are. So let's say my monthly expenses are $5,000. Now, it does not include inventory purchase. So that would be, my monthly expenses would be utilities, rent, cell phone, payroll, that kind of stuff, okay? Let's say that's $5,000, and I see my next payout is going to be $10,000. I can divide my expenses by 2 and then deduct that from my next payout and safely know that I will be able to charge that to a credit card and pay it off as soon as I get paid by Amazon. And that's assuming I have to pay my credit card off every 30 days. There's some credit cards that'll let you do 60 and even 90-day payments. I know Amex Plum, they do 90-day terms on their credit cards. Now, what that means is I could go shopping and not have to pay for the inventory for 90 days. That's massive. That's so long, if you know that stuff is going to sell and you have 90 days to pay for it, you're paying for it after you've gotten paid from Amazon. That is a great way to exponentially grow your business really fast. And that's something you can only do with credit cards. And that's what I largely use my credit cards for. Now, the credit card I use, I only have 30-day terms with, but that's good enough for me. It works great. Especially with a lot of my wholesalers, they give me 90-day terms. So I don't have to even pay my wholesalers for 90 days. So then I effectively have 120-day terms because I just use a credit card to pay for it. Well, if I had a credit card with 90-day terms, I'd have 90-day terms for my wholesaler. Then I'd have 90-day terms for my credit card. I'd have 180 days to pay stuff off. That would be amazing, okay? 120 days is also pretty amazing. So that's something that you can do with a credit card, and that's really a great way to be able to invest in your business once you know how to source proper inventory and hold inventory and manage your finances a lot better in this business. So I know that this was a really short video. I just wanted to talk about some things with credit cards. I have no affiliate for credit cards. I have no vested interest in you having a credit card. But I also see a lot of people say, like, I'm a cash business. I only pay cash. I only do cash. And trust me, I started that way. I have Capital One because when I first got started in FBA, I had a crap credit rating, okay, credit score. My credit score was terrible because I'd only ever used it for student loans, okay? I hold no property and held no property at the time. So when I first got started, I mean, nobody would give me a credit card except Capital One. And they gave me a $1,000 credit card and I started sourcing with it. Then I got that limit up to $5,000 and then $10,000. And then now it's just unlimited. So, you know, I've been doing really well at Capital One and it really helped my business. When I was first getting started, I only had a few $1,000s in sourcing money. And, you know, I'd see a sale like, oh, Target's having a great clearance section, or, oh, they're doing a great sale on Legos. I was able to put that stuff on my credit card, get it into Amazon right away, not have to worry about the money, and be able to really get my money rolling. And that really helped my business a lot. So I just want to make this quick video. You know, I know that some people don't like credit cards, and using credit cards for a business and carefully investing with them is a lot different than just, you know, getting a TJ Maxx credit card and buying a bunch of shirts and shoes. There's a huge difference, and you need to learn how to use them responsibly because they will definitely help your FBA business immensely. Now, if you like this video, do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button. It always does help. And if you really like the video, why don't you comment your favorite credit card's 16-digit number on the front, the expiration, those 3 digits on the back, and the billing zip code, and I'll tell you how much I like that credit card. Anyway, guys, I hope this video was helpful, and you guys have a great night.